I think I'm muted. So is my voice is audible for all? Yeah, fine. Okay. Okay. So we start our section, right? 1 minute after. Okay. So what is the project today towards JavaScript? We are going to see is the project is we're going to measure a drinking water, like measurement of drinking water. That is what we're going to see today's project. Okay, so like you can use this in if you are creating, like for example, you are creating a fitness app. Okay, so you want to do some logics and all. This is going to be very helpful. I will show you like example of the project and all. Okay, and yesterday we faced a issue that our code is not seen visible, right? So after that recording, I just go and view the YouTube channel and all. Actually the code is visible. You want to make the video resolution to little bit higher, use 480 pixel or 180 720 pixel, like that. Okay, so don't see it in some lower quality video. Then that is why the reason happens. Okay, so that is why that happens, that code has happened. So just a minute. Okay, so that issues happen. I think now my screen is visible. I think hope this code is visible to all, right? So this is clearly visible, right? So let I check with my mobile too. Okay, let make our code resolution to 480 pixel. That is more than enough, I think. Just a minute. Yeah, 480 pixel. View it in 480 pixel. It will be crystal clear. All the codes here is it will be show as crystal clear. Okay, so use 480. That is enough. So if you are using some resolution below that, then actually that error will happen. Okay, you are not able to see this codes and all. That is why the loss class we face an issue, right? Okay, so today what we're going to see. So yes, it is visible. Thank you for your response. Okay, so yesterday we see about something like an social media follower increment, right? So that's going to be a great one. Everyone can add it in your portfolio website. That is one of the good features to add. And now what we're going to do, we're just going to do and work on this project. Okay, actually this is the project we're going to do it. Okay, so this is an actually one of the project that is what we're going to recreate now. So what is this means? It is like you see fitness app, there is a calorie track app is there, same like it is called as water tracking. Okay, so mostly that the doctor says that 2 liters of water is daily needed, right? Recommended one. So we are creating an app for water tracking. Okay, so drink water. So that is going to be our project one, and we're going to recreate this. Okay, so you can see this is like some of the basic HTML and all is there, and you can view this. First we speak about the HTML and CSS, and then we see about the logic, and then we move on to the code. Okay, so line by line we can go. So first we'll see about the HTML. So here you can see there is an h1 tag is there, and there is an paragraph tag or h3 tag, anything something like this is that, something like that we can easily create it, right? So in the last class also I just informed that I don't going to take the HTML and CSS hereafter. I go and focus only on the JavaScript part, because more is enough, right? So we need to focus more on JavaScript, not on HTML and CSS. Okay, so if you are not well in HTML CSS, I highly recommend that please learn the basics of HTML and CSS, and this is very easy to create. You can create it by your own. Okay, so that is very easy. Okay, so today we're going to focus only on the JavaScript. Okay, so then after creating then h1 and our paragraph for h3 tag, what we need a container like this. Okay, so this is an element that contains div tag. Okay, this is a div tag, and inside the div tag we have one tag is there, but actually two divs is there. So one is showing there is a div inside it, and inside this div, this outline of this div, there is two inside divs there, and one is showing the how much of liters that I want to consume. Okay, so how much liters is remained, that is showing, and here is how much I consumed. So this is like water level. Okay, so this is showing. And so for creating HTML, what we create a div, and inside the div we added to another div, and this is for like showing the remaining one. and this is for showing the water, the percentage of that. Okay, so that's it. And after that we create a paragraph tag, and after the paragraph tag you can see everything in an like all the element has a narrow alignment, right? Everything has a similar alignment, so it should be wrapped in a container. So there is a div inside this, and each and small cups, here you can see there is 8 cups is there. So we created an 8 div, and inside this we created 250 ml. Okay, so this is our HTML. So then we see about the CSS is the CSS background color we gave. For the background color of some of the fonts we give, and also some of the like you can see this, right? You can see if I click this, something has happened and that is changed into blue, right? Some of them are hard coded. Okay, so some basic CSS is done. Okay, right now let's see the logic behind creating this particular web app. So what is the logic? What are the logic first of all inside this? Okay, so the logic is uh, first we need to work with the small cups, right? So if I click this, you can see the background color is changing, right? So this indicates the user, it gives a feel like okay, I consumed 250 ml of water. That is why it's showing like the task is completed, right? So that is why we added a background color. Okay, this is number one logic. And number two logic is, you can notice that if I click here, you can see all the before cups also getting filled. Okay, so this is an next logic, another logic. Okay, so it is going to be a second logic. Okay, so what feel this user gets means, the user can know that I completed the, instead of clicking every time I give 250 like this, what you can do, if you're in a single drink you completed a 500 ml or 1 liter. Okay, so you drank a water around 1 liter. What you can do, instead of clicking every time, what you can do, you just come and click here, all the element autofill itself. Okay, so this is the logic number 2. And logic number 3 is, if I click this, you can see it is getting toggled, right? So filling and filling, right? So this is the logic number 3. Okay, so if I click here, you can see everything after it become unfilling. So two logic, it's in a similar way. If I click here, everything before it gets filled, and if I click here, everything that has the container that is filled, that becomes unfilled, right? So that is also happened. This is logic number 3. And logic number 4 is the bigger cup. Here you can see the whole cup, right? So logic number 4, here you can see how many ml I drink, right? So how many ml I drink. For example, I drink a 1 liter, it will shows according to the percentage, right? We completed the half of the task, so it shows me how many percentage we drink, right? And this is logic number 4. And logic number 5 is, here you can see, and remaining liter is showing. For example, if I drink 1 liter 25 ml, so another 0.75 liter is remaining. Okay, so which means like 3/4 of the liter is remaining, right? In 1 liter there is around half, 750 ml is remaining. Okay, so this is logic number 5. Okay, so these all are the code that we going to work now. Okay, so I already mentioned that this HTML and CSS I already coded, but I explain it. Okay, so I explain it, don't worry. But I'm not going to code it because I want to move on to JavaScript soon. Okay, and this 5 logic that we going to create by using the JavaScript. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is a complete finished project. We go and see our own project. Okay, so if you have any doubts, bear with me. After completing this project, I will be there and ask your doubts there. Okay, so I will explain it. Okay, okay, so now what we can do, we just move for the code. So the same page, like 50 days total TWD 50 projects in JS. That is the promise I gave to you, right? So that is what I going to do now. Okay, so I just open with my live server, I hope that this is showing you, right? So actually this is our project and this is our end result. So now I only have HTML and CSS. You can see I don't included the JavaScript. Here you can see script.js is included, but I don't have the file script.js. I am right now only going to include it. Okay, so let I explain the HTML first. Here you can see inside the body tag, there is a body tag is here, and inside this body tag h1 is there, and that is represent for the drink water. Okay, so that is what we have written. And we have a h3 is there, that is called goal 2 liters every day. So it is mentioning h3. Okay, and I say that this is going to be a div, right? So here you can see that div is there and that has a class of cup. Okay, so that the styling part done by the cup class in CSS. Okay, so you can notice like display is going to be a flex, and width is going to be 250, and all the height cup, here you can see height, width, everything has been hard coded styled, right? So inside this cup, I say that there is two divs there. One is for the remaining and another one is for the percentage indicating. Like you can see, this is the remaining div. Okay, so I named it as remind, and also I placed an ID tag with remind, and this take care of how many liters is still left to drink. So that is what it takes care of. For example, inside the span I just put 0. Okay, which means 0 is left. Here you can see remained, 0 remained. Okay, so right now what it has, 2 liters is remained because nothing is consumed, so 2 liters is remained like this. And remained, this is the word we have written here. And you have seen another div inside that div, that is called as percentage. This nothing is there. Like for example, if I say 12, here you can see the 12 is a little bit hard coded by using JavaScript. It will work according to this selection. Okay, so we need to code this. Right now we don't have any logic behind this, we need to code this. So I just remove this too. Okay, so now right now the percentage is going to show here. Okay, and after that you can see a paragraph tag is added, that is contains select how many glass you have drank here. And here you can see a div is there, that is called as cups. Okay, so another div that is called as cups, that contain all those 8 small cups, and inside this each and every one have its hard coded style. Okay, so this is what we have till now coded. So we're going to do all the logic. So the first logic is what we have seen. We have seen the first logic. If I click this, it need to have the background color of full, right? So it need to have the background color. The background color has to change, and it need to indicate that like the cup is 250 ml I drank, right? So I just drink it, and it need to fill, right? So that is what we going to that is the logic that we going to do now. Okay, so for that what I going to do, I just going to select, before that add the script tag in the bottom of your page. And what I'm going to do, I just going to create a file in the name of this. Okay, inside this script.js, JavaScript JS. Okay, so I want to check whether it is correctly linked it or not. So I just going to say console.log. I just going to indicate like fitness, like something like this. Okay, what I'm going to do, I just go and click the inspect element, and in the console you can see whether it is here. You can see it is displayed, so which means it is successfully added. Okay, fine. So now what is the first logic we need to focus? If I click the small cup, it need to give the background color of something like filled color, right? Which means like watercolor, it will be more attractive, the same color like this, but it should be a little bit darker than that. That is what I'm going to do. Okay, so I just going to remove this, and I just going to hard code it. Okay, so for that, what all are the elements first of all I need? So the element first I need is like small cups. First of all I need this every element, right? Everything here. Okay, so I just go for HTML, and here you can see this element, right? So every element that contains same class. So I want this small cup. Okay, I just going to copy this, because if I click this, something has to happen. So I want this element. So what I can do, I just I just remove the CSS part and go for CSS, and I just going to say const. Okay, so there are, like you can see, it is in class, and there are n number of around 8 cups is there having same classes. I need to access for all the 8 cups. So for that, what I'm going to do, I just going to say small cups like this, and I just going to say document dot query selector. So why I'm using query selector all? Why I'm using query selector all? Because query selector create a node list, and it creates an like an array, like not an array, but it's like it look like an array. It create a node list, and it put all the classes inside the inside like an array format. Okay, so that is what going to happen. So I just going to mention this is going to be a caps, and small cup is there. Okay, if I display it, you can see console.log, and I just call them small cups. Okay, if I display it, you can see what is the element that I actually fetch. Okay, if I click and inspect and go for my console, here you can see it create a node list, and this node list containing the element, for example, all the cups that containing the same class, it contained all the element. For example, here you can see 8 is there, right? If I hover over it, you can see that every element is fetched. So by using node element, we can able to change the inner HTML. We can able to change everything. We can able to change the attribute. We can able to change the inner HTML, because it gives access for that. It gives access for the text content. It gives access for the attribute. It gives access for that element and everything. Okay, so that is why node list is very useful, and you can use the higher order function like for each and all. You can loop through it. Okay, so that is also we use the node list. Okay, so right now we fetched that, and what all are the other things we need? Okay, what all are the other things I needed means, like for example, I need to show the letters, right? So after I first of all I access all the things. Okay, whatever the need, I need this, right? So this is going to show me the remaining of this, so I just going to fetch this. Okay, so how can I fetch this? Here you can see it is indicated in id, so you can use the document.getElement by id. So I just say document.letters is equal to, and I say document dot get element by id, and here I just mentioned the id name letters. Okay, so that is now this element is fetched, and after that what I need a percentage. I need to show the how many percentage it should be, right? So for that we have a class and we have an id, so I just go with an id and I just going to do the same thing. Okay, so how can I do that? I just say const, I create a variable called percentage, like this percentage, and I say document dot get element by id, and here I can say the id of the percentage. Okay, we fetched this and we fetched this and we fetched this, but this too. And the next thing what I want to fetch, I need to reminder, right? I just want to fetch this div, so I need to fetch this div to access for this. Okay, so I just going to fetch this reminder too. So I just going to say like const like for example remind equal to document, because I need to show this reminder and I need to erase that reminder. For example, I need to disappear this reminder for sometimes, so that is what I need this reminder tag to. So I just going to fetch this entire div. Okay, because I need to change the height and width of everything, so that is why I say, and I just say remind dot get element by id, and what you can put that div. Okay, sorry, that entire id. So we fetched around 4 variables we have created. One is for small caps, another one is for letter, percentage, and remind, that is we created. Okay, so this is the basic things to start. Okay, this is a basic thing to start, right? Okay, so this is the basic things to start. So now we go for the logic. Okay, let's go for the logic. Okay, logic, I just say logic 1. Okay, logic 1, I need to, if I click this element, I need to show the background color change, right? So I need to show the background change, right? So we go and focus on the background change. We don't want to return this. Okay, for that, what are the elements we need? We need this entire cups. Okay, so this entire cups is wrapped by this element cups, right? So the entire cups is wrapped by which element? This element that containing cups. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, okay, what I going to do, I just going to add, if I click this, it need to give and different background, right? So it changed from the background, I need to give the different background. So everything is in the small cups, right? So everything in the small cups, so we need this entire eight divs. So this entire 8 divs is fetched in the this one, right? So that is what we're going to do. We're going to say small cups, okay, dot for each. So what it's going to do, it's going to run a function on each and every this small cups. So it's going to run it for 8 times. Okay, so I just going to create it. Okay, so inside that, what I'm going to do, I just going to say first one is for cup. It is going to be the item. Okay, so first item, second item, third item, fourth item, fifth item, sixth item, seventh and eighth. This is going to be the cup. And next is going to be the index. Okay, here you can see there are 3 parameters in for each loop. One is called, first one is called as the value, and second one is called as the index of that value, and third one is the array of that value. So we need an index, because if I click this cup has to change. So for that we need an index. So I just go in and say ind. Okay, for index I just say idx, anything like that. Okay, index, and I'm creating it in here itself, right? So I just want to give a function like this, and inside this I'm using the arrow function like this, and we created a cup and we created an index, and I'm going to use this. And now you can able to see that, like for example, I say console.log. If I say in ind, okay, ind not idx, okay, index. If I say idx, and here you can see all the index of the element. If I say, that means if I just go and click the inspect, and if I view it in a bigger screen, go for the console, here you can see starts from 0th index, it's go for all the other 7 indexes. Okay, because the totally 8 elements is there, so totally 7 indexes is there, right? So it is going, right? So this is working for the indexes. Okay, so inside the small cups, what I going to do means, I just going to add an event listener. What event listener I just going to add? If I click this element is changed, this element's background is changed to blue color, like watercolor. So how can I do that? So if I click this, so for that I want to add a click event, and it has a background color of blue. Okay, how can I do that? For example, what can I do? That means you can add an event listener for that. How can I do this? Means you can see cup is there. Okay, so this is the element. Okay, if someone click that element, so for that we need an event listener. The event listener is looking for that, we can add an event listener and we can run a function, both we can do. Okay, so what is the cup indicates? The cup is nothing but the item that we are going to click. Okay, so that is the item. If someone first parameter is click event. Okay, so I just whatever event you want to mouse over event, keep anything, but here the logic is clicked. If someone click this event, okay, you need to return a function. Here I just going to call an arrow function like this, and in this function you need to do something. For example, console, just say console.log idx, it just called idx. So what happened? So now what happened means, if I click an element, that element index is going to display in my browser. For example, this is 0, 1, 2, 3 indexes, and this is 4, 5, 5th indexes, right? So if I go and click my inspect, okay, now I added an event listener. Now you can see, if I click this one of the element, like if I click this, you can see it returns me the index. I just view in the here, if you can see, it is returns me the indexer. If I click the last element, what is the index of the last element? 7. If I click this, you can see it returns me the index of that element. So we are fetched successfully. Okay, so the loop, the logic is working correctly. So I don't want console log it. Instead of it, what I want, which element I am clicking, that element want to have the background of blue color. Okay, that is I want, right? Okay, so how can I do that? I can use a method called add class list. There is a method is called class list add. Okay, so how I can add this mean, for adding this, what I'm going to do means, I just going to call another function to do that. Okay, so right now I just going to pause this function to another function, like fill cups. This is going to be another function. Okay, so this function is going to evoke another function, and there I am passing this in IDX. Okay, so where I going to pass the IDX. Okay, so the function name is fillCup. Okay, so fillCup is the function name like this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I just going to create the fillCup function. So that fillCup function is responsible for this background change. Okay, this background color change. Okay, so let's be create it. For example, after running this is going to call the fillCup function with an parameter, and that gives an argument that is the index of this, right? So I just going to create a function for fillCup. What I going to do, I just going to say const fillCup equal to, and here I just going to create an arrow function like this, and I just going to write the logic for this. Okay, what is the logic? I just going to say, if I click this has to be filled to blue color. So that is the logic. Okay, so what I going to do, instead of that, I just going to say we are getting some indexes, right? We are getting some argument, so we need an parameter. Okay, so inside this I just going to say small cups. Okay, so where this all cups is there, and I'm going to iterate again dot for each, and here I just going to say a cup. The first one is the item, and second is going to be an IDX2. Okay, so this is going to be the index 2. So in the index 2 is nothing but the clicking one. Okay, so the clicking one is going to be the index 2. So I just going to say here what I say, if IDX2, if IDX2 is less than equal to IDX. Which one? This one. If less than equal to this one, then what you need to do, you need to add a background color for something. So what the background color is, I just want to add which element. This is the cup element. So for cup, okay, cup dot which element I'm clicking, that element I need to add a background color. For adding an class, for adding an style, what you need to do, class list. Okay, class list, not lost, it's list. Okay, so there is there is a property called class list. By using this, you can add a class and remove a class. For example, I just say add, and here you can insert and whatever the class name you want to add. So I just going to say full. Okay, so let me check whether it is working or not. Okay, so how can I check this? Okay, if I click and I just going to click and inspect, I just see this is the body tag, and inside this there is a div is there, and this div contains a class, right? Cup is there and small cup is there. Now what happened if I click this element, and additional class should be added. If I click this, just a minute, less than, okay, we write the else statement too, and I just going to say cup dot class list dot remove, and here we can say full. Okay, so this is the logic. I think it throws some error, right? So it throws some error because we are not using, here you can see we are not using this perfectly, right? We are made some syntax error. It is a function, right? So this is the right now it's function. So if I click this, some changes has happened. Okay, let's see. Here you can see this is the div. You can see small boxes, right? Some cups is there. If I click the small cup, okay, so I want to add a class for the clicked cup. Okay, so that is what we going to do. Okay, so for that, a for each function is created. Okay, I just a function for each a cup, this is done, this is wrapped, this is wrapped, this is wrapped, and where this come, this is not come. Okay, and this is come after this. Okay, so I made some syntax error, that's why. Okay, so now I just go here, and if I click something, you can see an additional class is getting added. Okay, if I just if I remove this, okay, so here you can see this is the cup, right? So all the 8 elements here, it is the cup, and you can see the class is cup and cup small is there. If I refresh it, you can see only cup and cup small is there. If I click this, what the class I say full is, that's going to be added. For example, I'm clicking the last cup. I'm clicking the last cup. You can see this, all the classes have the class of full, right? So if I clicking the before cup, you can see this before class have the cup. So how this is going to be, how this happened? So this happened because here we return the logic. If I say index is 2, so what is the index 2? Index 2 is nothing but which I going to click. So that is the index 2. Okay, so that is the index 2. I'm saying that index 2 is less than equal to the index. So what is the index? So the index is nothing but the whole index that is happening. Okay, so all the elements that is iterated and it's sent. Okay, so if that less than equal to means what you need to do. So if I click the single element, okay, so that is a less than equal to index.cup, right? So it is going to give an additional class for this element itself. If I click the last element, then what happened? Every element has the same classes of full. Okay, so now what we can do, we can create a CSS for this full class. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do, I just going to create a CSS. Here you can see a full is here, right? So I just going to remove this. Okay, so what I did means, wherever the dot cup, dot small cup and full is there, and you need to give one color for this, and the color is going to be white. For example, if I click this, here you can see the changes. If I click this, changes. So how it is happening? How it is happening? Because I said this, right? If I click this element, it should have that index is taken. For example, I'm clicking this element. What is the index? 1. 1 is less than or equal to another index. What is this index? This index is the full index, right? So 8. So is 1 is less than equal to 8? Yes, true, right? So and what happens? Cup dot class list dot add full is added, and which element I'm particularly clicked before before that element, all the element has the background has full, that's have the color of this blue color. Okay, and after that, if I here you can see I added the else part. Okay, what is mean by else? If the index is less than something, and it need to what it need to like it need to remove that, right? It need to remove that. So that is why I just hard coded it, right? Okay, so that is what happened. And now you can see I am not able to toggle it. You can see if I click this, this is happening, but I'm not able to toggle it. So how can I toggle this? So for toggling this, we need to add something before it. Okay, so how can I do that? You need to minus the index of it. So how can I do that? Means you need to go through some of the if conditions. For example, if I'm going to work with the logical operator by using the AND operations, I just going to say small cups. Okay, small cups, and I just going to call the IDX. Okay, so IDX is the which element I'm clicking. So I'm clicking, for example, I'm clicking 2. So this is my IDX. So this is indicating that 2. Okay, if 2, if indicating that index, if that particular index dot class list, whether that has the class list of dot contains method is the contains, if that particular element contains a class list, which means a class like this, small cup like this is added, is contain means, for example, full. Okay, full is full is responsible for this background changes. Okay, so if that is contained means, and also I want to add another logic. If that is contained, whether it is true, and I want to add another AND operator, both the things I want to add, I just going to say not operator, and I just going to write another small things, like for example, or otherwise small cups with index with IDX dot, I just going to say the next sibling. There is a thing called next element sibling. So what is mean by the next element sibling? Next element sibling is, for example, if I clicking this element, okay, if I clicking this element, after coming element is called as next element sibling. Okay, so the next element sibling also contains, which means it not contains full. it not contains that full means, then you need to write the code. So what code I want to return? The code I want to return is, like, I need to close this code. Okay, so the code I want to return, so this is why it's showing error. Okay, okay, so the code I want is reduce the index by decrement this operator. Okay, so now what happened if I click this, for example, fill caps. Yeah, if I click this, this is happening, and I can remove the toggling effects too, for example, and this toggling effect is not working, right? So we need to go through it. Okay, so what is the condition I let in text? Okay, so before we do this, okay, if I click, this is happening. Okay, I'm saying, like, if the small cups dot index dot class list contains the full, okay, it contains in the full, and if the small cups dot that not contains the full, okay, so actually this is going to be written true. And if I click, yeah, it's working. It is, I know that it is working. It is because of the extension problems like that. Okay, okay, so it is fine. We go with the another code and we can look into that. Okay, we do the two logics, and if I press here, you can see like this, and I need to toggle it, right? So the toggling is not working, so that is what I actually look into it. Okay, so if I say small cups index next sibling contains full, and also like contains full, and also it has to contains the full operation, and full, oops, let's okay to it. Okay, so the next what I going to do, I just going to add small cups is added, and the for each is added, and the next is what we need to do, we need to add the logic for this, uh, logic for this container. Okay, so let's go and do the logic for this container. So after completing all this prop, I need to run another function, because this whatever I'm clicking here, it need to update in this full container. Okay, so it need to show the percentage, and it need to show the remaining things. Okay, so actually, yeah, that is actually I need to decrement it. Okay, why it is not decrementing? If I click 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 idx idx, that is what actually we need to do. Okay, so I need to run another function. I just going to say update big cup. I need to update the big cup. Okay, so this is the function I need to call. Okay, so I just going to create for update big cup. So I just going to create this. Why this is also showing me an error? Why it's showing me an error? I think the big cup is not found, right? So I just go and say create, like, create a function for this big cup. Okay, so what we can say, const const, and I say update big cup. Update big cup is there. Okay, instead of this, we go and put an arrow function, and this function is going and take care of this updating it in the big cup. Okay, so that is what happened, and it's showing me an error here. And I think that we missed some of the syntax, right? Let me check the syntax in a bigger screen. Okay, so like this, if small cups dot index dot class list dot contains is added, and this is wrap it in, right? So for example, just give a minute. Okay, so this is also going to be wrap, and okay, so small cups dot, small cups is the right, small cups index dot class list contains full, okay, and small cups adx dot next element sibling. Okay, actually I'm using the next element sibling method, and that is also, yeah, we missed out one thing, right? So I just want to add class list. I want to check it in the class list. That is why the error happened. So class list dot, if the class list, inside this class list it contains full, then it would be decrement to one thing. Okay, let's go and check here. Okay, if I just call update it here as soon as possible, and it show me an error here, we remove this right now. Okay, we remove this right now, and what I'm going to do, I just go and here I clicking this, and I just, yeah, now it is toggling. Okay, so now what happened, if whether that element we are clicking that already contains that class full, if I click that means it will remove that. For example, if I click here, if I click this means it will remove all the next sibling and also for this too. Okay, so that is what happening. Okay, so that is what happening here. So okay, now we good, fine. For example, I unfortunately selected all the element. I drank only 1 liter. What I can do, till here I want to remove this. Okay, so till here only I drink it, and after that I want to remove that, and you can use the decrement operator to do that. Yeah, that is the problem. I missed out the class list, so for that. Okay, next what I want to do, I need to update the big cup. Okay, I need to update this big cup. How can I do that? I just going to say update big cup. Okay, why it's showing me an error? So that is the only reason I'm having in mind, like why it's showing me an error, because it shows me an error because it is in the for each. Okay, so we need to put this function after this. Now it will be fine. So after completing all this, if someone comes here, after clicking this would be happen, and after that I need to update the percentage, and I need to update the remaining water level, right? So that is the my first priority. How can I do that? That is what this big update big function is going to do. So for that I just going to create an update big function. So what I going to do, I just going to write the logic for this. Okay, I just going to say const. First of all, I want to get the full cups. Okay, so which all are the cups is getting filled? What is meant by full cups here means, what is meant by full cups means, for example, right now there are 2 full cups is that. If I click the here, okay, run this. Okay, so full cup is nothing but if I click this is going to be full, right? So that is what I need. Okay, I need to fetch that element. So I just going to say const full cups document dot, obviously query selector all the element which contain dot small dot cup dot small plus dot full. Okay, which all are the element that having this class, you need to do that. For example, if I click this, okay, so right now 2 is there, right? So what I can, how can I check whether this function is or not? I just go and say, like for example, console.log, and we can call the full cups. If I call the full cups, you can see that particular 2 cups, it will be show in the console. Okay, if after I clicking this, you can see a node list is created, and inside this node list nothing is there till now, but it should be add inside this. Why it is not adding? Okay, now we can say, okay, so that we give a space, that is why. Right now I'm clicking 3 cups, right? Okay, so then what happened, it create a node list for that. Okay, so that is happened. I don't want the cups, I want the length of the cups. Okay, so because how many, because I'm going to work with the percentage and numbers, so I need to know that how many cups is filled. So I just want to say length. If I console log this, you can see that 3 is displayed. Okay, for example, let's do it quickly. Console.log full cups. Okay, now you can see 3. If I click the element, how much element I am clicking, that much number is going to display here. For example, I clicking this, 3 is shown. If I clicking this, 4 is shown. So this is what actually I want. Okay, so full cup is done. So the next thing is what I want to go means I want a total cup. So total, you can see that actually 8 is there, but I want to fetch by element. Okay, so actually I need to const total cup is there, and it's going to be say document dot get element document dot query selector, I think, right? Or document, instead of, we already fetched that, so we don't want that. So this element is all inside the small cup, right? So this is the element that is containing. So I just go and say small cups dot length. Okay, so actually this value of this is 8. So the value of this total is 8 because there is 8 small cups is there, and this is going to be which, how much element we are selecting, that is the element we are selecting. Okay, so that is going to be here. Okay, next what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a logic. Okay, so write a logic for this percentage. Okay, so next we're going to see the percentage only. So what I'm going to do, I just say if full cups is equal to 0. So what is mean by full cups if equal to 0? Nothing is selected. So like this, here you can see 4 is selected, but 0, nothing is selected. No cups is selected means then it becomes true. Okay, then it becomes true. Then what would happen means, I just going to say percentage. Okay, percentage is nothing but this div we fetched in the HTML. Here you can see percentage, right? So this is the div. Okay, so I'm going to give a style for this. Okay, I just going to say dot style. This is a property to give a style for this, and I'm going to say visibility is going to be hidden. Why I'm saying hidden? Because if nothing is selected, I don't want to show any percentage here, right? So that is why I'm saying hidden. Okay, so and I just going to say percentage dot style dot height. Okay, so this is going to be add the height for this element, that is also going to be 0. Okay, why am I adding 0? Because I already told that I don't want to if nothing is selected, I don't want to show nothing. Okay, else if the full cups is selected, okay, else the full cups value is not 0. For example, if I selected this is not 0, then what would happen? How many liters I am selecting, how many cups I am selecting, that is need to indicate in this percentage. So that is actually we need, right? So that is what I'm going to say. So I just going to say percentage dot style dot visibility is going to be visible. Okay, it's going to be visible now. Okay, visible now. Okay, VISIBL, yes, I am correct. Okay, so if I say this, nothing is going to happen. If I click this, you can see nothing has happened. Why? Because you can see that inside this there is no element is here, right? So for example, if I give like 10, okay, now I am clicking this 10 element is showing, right? So if I refresh this, if I show this, I want to hardcorely install that. How can I do that? So for that, I just remove this 10. Okay, I just remove this 10, and I just going to say percentage dot, and if I click this is going to be an 0.25%, right? This is if I click the 4 cups, it is going to be a 1 liter. Okay, so I need to show the height based upon how many I am clicking. Okay, so I just going to add the style dot height. Okay, height, and here instead of giving something like this, I just going to work with the backticks, and here I just going to display it. So what I going to display it, how many cups I am clicking, I need to fetch that first, and I need to divide it with the full cups, and I need to show the percentage of the total height of the cup. Okay, so how can I do that? Means I can simply say, like, inside this, I just going to say, just a minute. Yeah, inside this, I just going to say, first of all, what I need to do, I just want to take the full cups. Okay, so what is the total full cups is there? Full cups is how much I'm going to click. For example, I'm clicking 3, the value is going to be 3. Okay, so divided by total. Total is the variable that contains all n number of cups is there. So 8. So total is 8 is there. So what happened if I click the 4 means 4 divided by 8. It's going to be half. Okay, it's going to be 1 by 2, right? So the value of this is going to be 1 by 2, and it is multiplied by which one? which one means the total height of this cup. Okay, so what is the height I just give for this total one means you can find it out in the height 95%. No, that this is okay, this is the total height of the cup. So the total height of the cup is 330. Okay, so into 330. So this is a basic math formula how you calculate the percentage, right? The same like this. Okay, so I just going to say 330. Okay, so 330 is added, and after this I just want to add another one, that is going to be pixel. So now what happened, if I select this 1 by 2, okay, if I select, for example, if I select the 4 cups, 1 by 2 is the value, and 1 by 2 into 330, so we're going to have some half of this, which means 330 divided by 2, which means half of this cup has to be, has the style, is going to have the style. Okay, so I just click this, you can see it is filled for half, right? It is filled. You can see if I click the single one, it goes for 1, right? How it working? Because this is 1 divided by 8 into 330. So 330 divided by, so 1/3 of this cup is going to have the styling. So how the styling is happening? The styling is happening because we say we have actually hard code the styling. For example, in the percentage, we have the already we have the percentage styling is done. Okay, if I go here, percentage, you can see background color with a variable and everything is done. But what happened means here the height, we don't mention any of the height, is by default 0 pixel. So that is why it is hidden. Okay, right now that height is overwritten, override by the height of, override the height of what we written. Okay, this is, you can see it in the console itself. For example, if I click this one, okay, especially this one, you see this here, it is the height is 0. If I toggle it, you can see height is 0, right? So this height is overwritten by selecting items. You can see this height is changing, right? 160, 165. How it is changed? Because of this JavaScript code. What I have written, 4 divided by 8, which means 1 by 2. 1 by 2 into 330, which means 330 divided by 2, which means 165, and add that amount of height to our percentage. Okay, so that is the functionality behind that, right? For example, now it's working perfectly, right? So this is the functionality we have added. So the next thing is we need to say the percentage of it, right? So we need to say the percentage of it, we need to display the percentage of it. So for that, what I'm going to do, inside this else, I'm just going to write percentage. If I want to write something inside this, for example, here inside this I want to return. So how can I return? Percentage dot inner text or HTML, anything, whatever you want to write, you can give. Okay, so I just go and say a backticks, and I just give a $sign, and here just a minute, here I just go and give this, and I just say full cups. So full cups, so how many percentage? So full cups, right? So full cups divided by total. Okay, full cups divided by total into 100, because this is going to be like, for example, this is considered this as a 100%. If 4 cups is filled, means 4 divided by 8, it is going to be 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 into 100, this is going to be 50, and that 50 is going to be written here. Okay, so if I save this, you can see, if I click this, you can see 50 is returned, and you can add percentage here, add something like percentage here. Okay, if I click this, percentage, 50% is added. Okay, so this is something like, if I say this 3.75 is added, 2 point something is 12 is added, so 85% is added, and 100% is added. Okay, so now you can see 100% is added, but it's still showing the remaining, right? So now I just want to hard code for this remaining variable. Okay, so for that I just going to do that remaining. So I just lost logic, we're going to see how can I code this. If I say if okay, if what, based on this, what we need to fill, if full cups, okay, just a minute, yeah, if full cups, which means this selected cups is equal to total, equal to total means right now it is the selected cups is 8, and the total count of the cups is also 8. So whether it is equal to 8, which means it is equal to do, means then what you want to do, here you can see the remained is there, right? Remained is there. I need to select that first of all. So how we already select it and we stored it in the variable, right? So I just go and write the logic for this. Remained, I just going to say remain dot style dot same visibility is going to be hidden. Okay, because it is all, there is no remaining is there. If I drink all the 2 liters, there is no remaining is going to be there, so it is going to be hidden one. And what I want to tell another thing is height, remain dot style dot height equal to 0 pixel. Okay, so that is why I'm mentioning 0. Else whether it is not equal to 8, then what happened, this should be happen, else statement will happen. Okay, so in this else statement I just go and say remained dot style dot visibility is equal to, instead of hidden, what we can do like visible. Okay, so it should be visible. Okay, because it needs to show the remaining value. Then what I going to do, I just going to write the logic for this. So what is the logic? If I selected the 4 cups, 1 liter is remained, that is want to show here. So how can I show that? So I just want to say remained dot inner, remain dot inner, sorry, inner HTML equal to, and I just put a backticks, and I just go here and I just go and write the logic of it. So how can I return? For example, we can say like, for example, I just say like total, how much is the small cup ratio is 250. If I selected this 250, then 250 minus what, sorry, 250 into how many cups is that? Totally 8 cups is that. So 250 into 8. So 250 into 8 divided by, and this whole thing 250 into 8, this whole thing after into it divided by 1000. Okay, so this is like we are calculating something. Okay, if I do this and I just click this, you can see it shows me 2 liters is showing, right? So 250 into, sorry, full cups. Now I'm right, written right. I just write full cups divided by 1000. Okay, what is this full cups? Full cups is the selected cups. For example, 250 into full cups is 4. So totally 250 into 4, which means 250 into 4, 250 divided into 4, it's going to be 1 liter, which means 1000. So divided by 1000, it's going to remain be 1. Okay, it's going to show me 1. If I select this, you can see it here it is not changing. Why it is not changing? Why the inner HTML, inner text is not changing? I need to check. Because I need to add it to here. Okay, I don't want to add it in the liters. Whether we fetch the liters, yes, we fetch the liters. So inside this remain not liters. Okay, inside the liters.html you need to show the answer. For example, if I click this, you can see 1 is remained, and I click 6, which means I drink 62.5%, it show me 1.25. Okay, so this logic is wrong. Okay, it show extra. For example, after, if I click this, means only 250 ml, 0.25% is remaining, but it's showing 1.75. It is working in opposite manner. So why it is doing like this means, because we need to minus it from 2. Okay, we need to minus this entire thing from 2, I think, right? Yeah, it's, we need to minus entire thing. First of all, we need to into this full cups and divided by 1000, whatever the value we come, we need to minus it from the total value. So what is the total value? Total value is 2 liters, right? So minus it's from 2. If I click right now, I'm clicking this, you can see 0.25 is remaining. Okay, let's see. Like this. Okay, if I select all the thing, all everything, 0.25 is remained. Why it's showing 0.25 is remaining? Just refresh it. I select this, you can see 25, 25, 75, 50 liters is there, 65 liters is there, 0.25 is there, and it's showing me like if everything is cleared, and it say remain dot visibility is equal to hidden, and the height dot visibility is going to be hidden, right? And just a minute, I just go remain dot style dot height, remain dot style dot visibility, it's going to be hidden. And okay, let's go with the strict validation. If I go like something like this, all the thing work perfect. Only thing is, if I select the full cups is 8, it's okay. So let's check with this. So what is the total? The total is small cups dot length, right? What is the small cups? Small cups is a query selector, and it's going to be give the length of that, right? Length of this. Just a minute. Console.log cannot read the property of null class list in the 38th line. Some error is happening in the 38th line. Let me rectify it. 38th line, it's showing some error. Class. Yeah, that is not problem. Okay, so the only thing, everything working fine, but the only thing is, when I get this is not go, this is not, why it's showing 0.5. 0.5 because it's showing 7, that is why it's showing like this. I just missed out something, like I want to total. If I just go and say total dot length and total dot length, and this is also going to be the total dot length, and I just ask console.log, I just debug it very soon. Okay, full cups comma total. Let's check it. Okay, how much is that? Let's just go and click this inspect, go for the console. Why this console is also not working? Okay, I'm not saving this. Console.log hookups comma total. Could not load the content from Chrome. Why? Update it. Wait a second. After running this also, we need to run this function also. 0, it's going to be 8. If I click this, it's going to be 8 and 8. Okay, so then what happened? One letter is remaining. 0.25. So one logic is missing here. We need to find out that logic. Oh, its times also went. Okay, let's find out very soon. Okay, so it's going to be full cups. Okay, for example, if I fill something like this is going to be showed in the letters.remain.html, and this is going to be 2, right? So 250 into 8, so which means like 250 into 8 means like 2 divided by 1000, it's going to be like 1 by 250 into 8, which means 2000 is going to be there, and 2 is going to be there. There are only 2 is there, and it's going to remain me only 0. Then it's why it show something like this. 0.75 is there. If 88 is filled, then the height is equal to 0, and its height and if its visibility is also going to be hidden. And if I go, this is want to be full everything, right? So where is this percentage? Where is this percentage? Percentage is there, and percentage visibility is going to be hidden. Visibilities is going to be visible. Style dot height is equal to full cups divided by total. Full cups is equal to 8 divided by total is equal to 8. 0 into something like, okay, just a minute, I will check through it. Okay, what is the error? total into 350. So full cups is going to be 0, and this is going to be 8. 0 divided by 8, 0 divided by 8, right? That is want to be in 1, right? So right, full cups is going to be 8. 8 divided by total is 8. It's 0 into 350. It's going to be, and height is going to be nothing, right? So by default it is going to be visible. Full cups, yeah. To do, yeah, yes, just wait a minute, we will tackle it. Okay, so I think we missed out some. Pretty sure everything is working fine. Here you can see it is 250, right? 250 ml is there, and it is showing correctly, and this is also showing correctly. This is also showing everything. For example, 50% is complete, 1% is remainder. And when we click for 8 cups, okay, so when we click for this 8 cups, okay, so there comes an error. Okay, if cups is equal to 0, full cups is equal to 0, then this is going to be happen, then this would be happen. So why you can see it's going to be visible, but it is not visible in here. Instead of it's doing something like different. Okay, so we would hard code it. Like for example, we would I click everything, it will be still stays there. Okay, so only one logic is missing. Like when we click all the element, then the full cups is going to be some, it's working like something weird. I don't know why, because it's work fine with when I'm working. Full cups is equal to total, so full cups is equal to total. This is going to be hidden. Here you can see, if here we returned, yeah, this is going to be hidden, but it is only showing, right? So if I missed any spelling and all, visibility. Okay, okay. Full cups is equal to 0, and this is going to be hidden. And right now, what is the full cup is percentage is hidden. When I click this percentage is getting hidden. Okay, and it so 2% is remaining, and it also including the 12.52 is remaining, right? So this is also happening, and I say like, I think I write something in the HTML. Okay, so do one thing, it takes some time. Okay, so we write all the things, right? All the debugging, all the logics we have written. Only problem is when we click this, when we covered all the, like all the total things, it will shows me, it need to go completely, right? It need to show 100% is completed. Instead of this, it's showing me the remaining one. Okay, so that is the only problem we having in our code. So it's need to show that, like for example, full cups is 8. 8 divided by 8 is going to be 0. 0 into 0, yeah, here is the thing, I think, right? Here is the thing. Full cups divided by total or something. For example, percentage, yes. Full cups divided by total into 100. It's going to be full cups is going to be 8. 8 divided by 8 is going to be total. And the percentage dot inner HTML, percentage is going to indicate the how many percentages actually we needed. So 8 by 8, it's going to be 0. 0 into 100. 100, it's going to be also a 0, so it's going to be show zeros, right? So that is what it's showing, some of the errors and all. Okay, so I look into it and I will correct it. Okay, so maybe this class is going to be an serious. Okay, so only thing is we have an error here. Okay, I think I missed out some of the mathematical calculation, that is why this error is happening. Okay, I will correct it in my backend and I will sure show it. Okay, so this is the only problem. All other things is working perfectly. When we filled all the three things, it will not getting full. Okay, so this is the only debug error from our side. We go and debug it later. Okay, because I know that the time is pretty 10 minutes after it's gone. Okay, and one more thing I want to tell you, right? So that is this section is also going to have an certificate. Also we're going to provide a certificate also. So for that, you need to complete 2 projects, any 2 projects from this top 5 project. You need to complete any 2 project. Okay, if you completed that any 2 projects, then what we will give you a form to fill. in any live section. We don't know which live section, maybe tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow, maybe the last day. Okay, we will give the live section the form to fill. Okay, if you completed this any two projects which we are teaching here, you completed, that means we will give you certificate for this too. Okay, so and right now it's taken time. Okay, even we don't cover the HTML and CSS, it's taken time, so don't worry. After tomorrow we will see this why it is not showing. Maybe it's happened because of I'm adding some extensions also, like auto saving extensions and all. That is also it is showing some of the errors in my system. Okay, I will check it into it and I will correct the logics. Okay, maybe you come tomorrow, you can get this logic why it is not working when we fill all the cups. Okay, all the other logics are working perfectly, only this logic is making some issue, and we will go through it. Okay, we will finish it in the next class. Okay, and next tomorrow project is going to be one of the awesome project. We're going to build a movie app. Okay, so if you are make sure that you come for tomorrow sections. Okay, we will debug it tomorrow, and if you also coding this, if you find this answer, if you find what the mathematical issue mistake I had done, just tell me in the comment if you know. Okay, maybe tomorrow. Okay, if you find that, tell me in the comments, maybe tomorrow, and we will discuss it. Okay, so it is going to be a live section. We're going to do all the errors, like Dolphin says, all the errors, debugging, everything is going to be in the live. Okay, we don't know how we get that errors and all. Okay, so we will debug it most surely. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can ask. I wait for 1 more minute and I will end up the section. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, so I will wait for that. I will check that some mathematical calculation, that is surely I missed, and that is what it's happening. This issue 2 minus 250 thousand liters. I think no doubt is there. Can we wind up the class tomorrow? Yeah, I think no doubt is that. Okay, sure. I will check my logic and codes, and tomorrow I will show you like what is the mistake I had done and how to create that and how I debug it. And that's also I will show you. Okay, because of time convincing, I was just closing the code. Otherwise, I continue in the class. No problem with that. Okay, so I will check my code and I update you in the tomorrow class. Okay, see you guys. Bye.